She pled the no ops. The drivewall license endorsement was dismissed. She pled the distracted driving. The failure to yield accident, causing an accident, was dismissed. I had to set a sentencing date because I needed to notify the victim. So I'm going to ask, is there an Adam Sadico here? Adam Sadico here. Anybody on Zoom by that name, Heather?
No, there is not.
All right. Counsel, I'm ready to sentence. Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, we've had a chance to review the pre-sentence report. This is actually during Ms. Plunge said, Judge, she is 18 years old. Excuse me. She is 18 years old. She currently attends high school in Ann Arbor. She's due to graduate in the next month or so. And she was accepted to the Rhode Island School of Design.
Yeah, what are you going to study?
Games.
I'm sorry?
Game design.
Game design, video games.
Yes.
All right. Okay, good.
On a partial scholarship, Judge.
Really?
And she does plan on doing her graduate studies at Brown University as well.
Brown, not Brown as an Ivy League.
Yes.
You're going to go to an Ivy League school?
Well, she was accepted to Yale.
She was accepted to Yale?
And U of M due to financial limitation.
A little better than
She
Notre
wasn't able to
What's that?
attend.
A little better than Notre Dame.
Do you have another place to work? I'm looking at,
You did it yourself.
I'm looking at you, Mr. Civi, court officer. All right, go ahead. What do you have to say?
Other than that, Judge, she has no prior criminal history other than this charge, Judge. She does have a valid permit and she will be eligible to take her driving test, actually this Friday, Judge, to get full license.
Good. Anything you'd like to say?
I just apologize for making such a mistake. And I learned my lesson and I just want to put this behind me.
All right. Well, I wish you would, well, 195 on the failure to yield, 100 fines, 100 costs, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment, 325 or 90 days on the no ops. Your total here for, first of all, restitution, if any, on that case will be handled through civil litigation. So your total here should amount to 520. Do you have all that?
She's getting a payment plan, Judge.
Do you have anything today?
She does not work, Judge. She's a full-time student.
You pay this one. Can you pay this on May the 15th, you think? The 195?
Her father is here. Can we ask?
I don't care. You can tell you
Yes, sir.
pay this by May the 15th and I'll give you until June the 15th to pay on the no ops, okay? And if you don't have the money on the 15th or the either May 15th or June 15th, you, not your dad, call the court and I'll give you an extension, okay? But we'll have to go on Zoom or you'll have to show up here, whatever's easier for you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Buds LLC, this is 26B1506447.
Good morning, Edward Nyko, appearing on behalf of Buds LLC.
Okay. We're going to set this for hearing early first part of May, Heather, my first docket. Do you have what's my
Let's see.
earliest?
We have Brownstown on May 6th.
All right, we'll set a formal hearing for May the 6th. And that'll be, you think this is actually, it's probably not going to go, right? Or do you think it
Well, we
is?
just had a pre-formal on it, Judge, and we got an issue of notice, not having signage and such for frost law violation. And I am going to need to get a discovery order. I do want to get a copy of the police report, so I'm going to submit that to Ms. Foley to sign and get it to
All
the
right, so
court.
I'll go ahead and set it for May 6th at 10:30. And then if it does go, you won't be sitting around here all day, okay?
All right, great. Thank you.
Have a good
Thanks.
day. Thank you.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Bye now. All right, Gross, Robert John Gross, 22B141601. All right, good morning, Mr. Gross. Again, your name?
Rob Gross.
All right, so they are going to have you plead guilty, it looks like, under section 771.1. If you plead guilty under that statute, The possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. I'll take it under section 771.1. Probably first can refer you for a pre-sentence report. I'll place you on probation. If you're compliant with probation, at the end of the probationary term, the case will be dismissed. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Do you agree to them?
yes,
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
To the charge possession, and by the way, again, you have the right to a lawyer. If you would like one, I will appoint you one at public expense. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Would you like an attorney?
No.
To the charge possession of a concealed weapon, how do you plead?
Joe.
On June 8 of 22 at 3:58 a.m., were you on Woodruff near Jefferson and Brownstown?
Yes.
Were you in a motor vehicle or just walking?
No, well,
And you had a concealed weapon?
I need to go.
All right, you did not have a permit of any kind, right? Where was it concealed at, this BB gun?
In my waistband.
Okay. Are you on probation or parole?
No,
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
no.
Let me see if there's a police report here. John, would you? Maybe it is right here. Yes. You're also under the influence, you're saying, yeah, I better order it. Report, screening and assessment. I'll accept the plea. I'll take it under section 771.1. I'm gonna order a screening and assessment. And that's it. Okay? We'll give you a sentence date. When is that gonna be, Heather?
April 22nd at 8:30.
At 8:30, okay? So you're gonna go down the hall, they'll give you your notice, and then you're going to go over to the probation. And you'll fill out a questionnaire and you'll be interviewed, and then you'll come back and you'll have a chance to review the report and the recommendation, okay?
Yes, sir.
Have a good day, good luck, stay out of trouble. Gannon, is this Gannon with Trenton? Or not?
That's out there.
What do you have out there? What does he have? Oh, I see. Is this, wait a minute.
No,
Fred Kowalski.
I don't have the file yet.
yeah,
Are you on this one, Ms. Patillo, too?
yes, Judge.
Why don't you have a seat right behind you, right there, sir? People against Donald James Kowalski, 21T635, 872, and I also have 22T638560. Mr. Kowalski, your name?
Donald James Kowalski,
Deal.
before,
Yeah, the DOT 82378 on behalf of Mr. Kowalski.
Sergeant?
Sergeant Driscoll, Trent Police.
All right, we have a new R&O charge that's never been adjudicated. I shouldn't say it newly, he doesn't show up. This is from March of 22nd. Does he stand mute, wait formal reading on that?
Yeah, Your Honor.
I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea on that one. He failed to appear for sentencing on August 5 of 21 on the R&O charge. So I still need, wait a minute,
Where's this abstract?
it looks like he was sentenced on that.
I didn't see an actual sentencing. It looks like it's two sentences set.
No
July
offense.
27, 2021, and August 5th.
Heather, would you help me with this, please?
Sure, Judge.
It looks like I sentenced him. I could be wrong on August 18 to 21. Then it looks like he did not show up for a probation violation hearing. That was, although I didn't place him on probation. Let me just double check something here before we set a show cause for November 15th. And he just, he didn't show up for that. So I issued a warrant, set a bond of 415. And it looks like we're here for a failure to pay. Is it still 415? It's probably more than that. How much is it? How much does he owe now, Heather?
498.
So I'll take an arraignment. I'll arraign him on the 498, or he can plead guilty on that. And then we also have to deal with the other R&O charge.
So he's not able to pay the 498, Your Honor.
He's got a big problem. So what do you want to do? Does he want to plead guilty to failure to pay 498, or does he wish to have a hearing?
Wants to plead guilty. Your Honor.
Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm
If you
sorry.
plead-
But
if you-
yes,
If you plead guilty to that, you could get 30 days. That was the alternative. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I understand.
You have the right to a hearing on that. At that hearing, you have the right to question their witnesses, bring in your own, use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses, testify, or remain silent. If you remain silent, that silence would not be held against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Understand, if you plead guilty, you're giving up your right to a contested hearing of any kind.
Yes, sir.
You still wish to plead guilty
Yes, sir.
to the charge, failure to pay $498. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you fail to pay your fines and costs on which I scheduled you on August 18 of 21?
Yes, I did.
And you owe $498. Any reason to dispute that?
No, I don't.
Okay, nobody's forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Plea is accepted. What are we gonna do with the arraignment on the other one?
I was wondering, can we put that with time too? Oh, sorry.
Talking to your lawyer. He was never arraigned
sorry,
on this
sir.
one from March 22 of 22. Does he stand mute on that?
Yes, Your Honor, waiving charges.
I'll enter a not guilty plea. He forfeited bonds on this. He doesn't like to show up. What do you want to say?
So, Your Honor, it sounds like he's had a lot of issues over the last 45 years. He's homeless. The address in the file is correct, but he doesn't live there. It's only for mail purposes. That's his mom's address. He's been living in and out of hotels. He's been living out of his truck. He is employed with Renaissance Restoration. He was actually on his way to work when he got pulled over. And the reason he didn't come back to court, he doesn't have the excuse that all people have. He says he was just afraid, he didn't have the money to pay the court. And that was the reason for all those failure to appear.
I know, but I tell everybody, I've been telling everybody for years, if you don't have the money, come talk to me. I didn't tell you that, Mr. Kowalski?
Sir, you probably had, or Your Honor, you probably did, and I apologize. It's the only thing I can say. I'm in the wrong.
You're treating the system with such disrespect. There's so many failures to appear on. I don't know who you think you are, to tell you the truth. I'm having a hard time with this.
Judge, he was
Your
very-
Honor, I'm sorry, I know.
It just, he's got a lot going on.
We all have a lot. You take care of your obligations. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 failures to appear. Anything else you'd like to say, sir?
No, Your Honor, I messed up. I'm ready to deal with my consequences.
On the 2021 case, how long's he been in custody there? When was he picked up, detective?
Your Honor, he was transported, he picked up this morning by Taylor PD, then transferred to us. So he's only been here about several hours.
All right. You're to pay $415. The alternative was 30 days. I'll make it 20 days. You're to pay $415 or serve 20 days credit 1 for 19. That's on the failure to pay. I'm setting a bond of $3,010 on the other R&O case. I'll give you the earliest court date I can there. That is going to be on,
It was written on there, the 16th, is it?
I believe so. Let me just double check that. So you're gonna, if you can somehow come up with $498 plus $3,300 on the other, $798, you'll be released. Otherwise, you're in custody on the failure to pay charge for a period of 19 days. We're going to set a court date on the other R&O for April the 16th. You got to show up in court. April the
I'm gonna
16th.
be in, oh, Sorry.
April the 6th will be the court date at 10:45. Did you have a question?
Yes, sir. So with the other one that we got going, because I'm gonna go in, I'm going in custody. I want to do the time. I don't want to be running from this shit or stuff no more. Sorry. Does that when I get sentenced to that one, is that a whole different case, or does that go and do with this one or no?
I mean, I'm going to take into
Or we don't
account.
know yet.
You haven't even been convicted on the other case. Let's take one step at a time, okay? You
Yes,
can
sir.
ask me if you are convicted to take care of that, or to give you credit, but I'm not sure I will or won't. You got to show up. You can't do this. I wish you well. Good luck.
I understand. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too. James Dean Gannon Jr., 26B150416, A and B. Name, sir.
Steve Gannon Jr.
All right, you're charged with trespassing. You're charged with larceny from a motor vehicle. And you also have a C file of possession of a controlled substance, amphetamine. So you have the right to a lawyer on these. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to set you up with a lawyer right now. You can go out in the hallway and we will set you up, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Ronnie Harris, Ronnie Lawrence Harris Jr., 26B150200 A and B. Hey, John. Let's just see if the PO can do this. Can she, is she on her?
Him or her.
I don't care. Somebody that's going to move it.
Okay.
Your name, sir?
Ronnie Lawrence here too.
How you doing, Mr. Harris? Good?
Yes, sir.
You're going to plead, it looks like they'll allow an unlicensed driver to drive. They're going to dismiss the drive while unlicensed, and they're also going to dismiss the original charge of defective equipment on count 2. Is that your understanding, and is that how you wish to proceed?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty on allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs, or all of those. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And again, did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here this morning?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a lawyer. I know I told you that originally, but if you want a lawyer, I'll give you. Do you want a lawyer?
No, sir.
To the charge allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, how do you plead? On February 20th, 26, were you in control of a 2010 Ford that was being operated on Crawford near Inkster and Brownstown at 1:09 in the morning?
Yes, sir.
And you were operating the vehicle, true?
Yes, sir.
And you were either suspended, revoked, or denied at the time, true?
Of my
Your
life.
license. You're unlicensed, right?
Yes, yes.
Huh. Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
You've since gone and went and got licensed though, right?
Yes, sir.
Good for you. I'll accept your plea, dismiss the drive while unlicensed, and I will also dismiss the defective equipment. Anything you'd like to say?
No, sir.
You work?
Not right now, but I do have a job. Like, I had an interview, so I got hired today.
I mean, you got a good record. I'm gonna go light on you. Is that all right with you?
Yes, sir.
100 fines, 25 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 250 or 30 days. Can you pay that now?
Right now,
If that's me.
That's okay. I'll talk to him. Is that who is that? All right. Thank your dad for coming with you. Just tell me when you can pay this. How about if I give you till May 4th? Can you pay by the 4th?
yes, sir.
I'll let you pay by May the 4th, okay?
Okay.
If you don't have the money, no problem. Call the court. We'll go on Zoom, or you can walk up, Your Honor, before the due date anytime at 8:30, all right?
Okay, there.
Best of luck. Stay out of trouble.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
Well, you need to go down here.
No, you're all set. He just needs to come back with the money by May the 4th.
Okay.
Correct. Thanks.
Thank you. He's working on it right now.
Good. Do you have another one there for us?
Now, this lady was told to see the Brownstown prosecutor, but she left, so
Well, that's,
missed a lot. So I don't know if you want to reschedule or
no,
you want to put it no shows?
I told her to go talk.
I know, and she was out there, she left.
Well,
So I don't know if you want it in the
Give me
no-show
the
stack.
file, give me the file, I'll deal with it. I think I made that pretty clear, did I not? Am I doing that bad up here? People against plot. Ashley Leon Plot, 26B150693A and B. I'm gonna indicate defendant here but left. I'll give her every benefit, Heather, to believe, believe that there was a misunderstanding, but we are gonna issue a show cause. Set it on the same date as a pretrial would be. I
Okay,
failed to think I didn't make it abundantly clear. I think I even said, what's today, the 8th?
8th.
Yeah, we'll issue a show cause and you can set it.
I believe that was supposed to go into Judge Huston's courtroom.
I think it was too. Your appearance,
Deanna TOP 82378 on behalf of Mr. Gallagher.
your name?
Timothy Gallagher.
I think it is Judge Hessens. I'll be glad to address this if you want. You can go to her if you want. Either way.
We can do the arraignment, because I think there's already pre-trial dates set for him. April 4th.
Where's he been?
So there was a move, he is employed at Ford. He's taking care of his fiance who has cancer. He's also taking care of a grandchild. But it sounds like, he showed me the paperwork that he got in the mail. He got it after April 2nd.
Let me see. You have the envelope?
Or do you have the letter? Here's the letter.
Yes.
Got it after April 2nd. He was supposed to be here on January the 13th.
Moved in June.
Well, I know, but I gave him, he was in here on December 9th. Remember I told you to show up January 13th? You don't need to show me that. Why don't you show up?
Well, I went to, I had to go to Secretary of State from here, from the prosecutor. I had to fill out a pamphlet. She wanted to get that completed. In the meantime, I didn't have it all completed.
You just thought you'd blow it off until you got it completed? You can't do that.
Yes, I do.
$100 cash bond. You have $100 with you, right? You can't do that. You cannot leave the state.
Yeah, I did.
You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law. You must appear in court as directed. I'll give you $100 cash bond. Heather, I might as well, well, I guess we should set this in front of the state prosecutor. So I'll give you April the 14th at 9:30, okay?
Okay.
April the 14th at 9:30. You got to show up in court, sir. Okay? So go down the hall, post your $100. They'll give you a notice. If you want a court-appointed lawyer going forward, you're going to have to fill out a petition for one. I doubt that anybody working at Ford is going to be considered to be indigent, okay? So you can fill out a petition if you'd like, but I'd be surprised if I would grant it, all right?
Okay.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Give me 1 second, Mr. Slavin.
No rush, Your Honor.
All right, people against Prince Ukela Idiuzu. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. 26B150432 A, B, and C. All right, Mr. Slavin, your appearance.
Joseph Slavin, P number 61705, on behalf of the attorney of record, Max Dubin, who with permission and consent from Mr. Idozu, who sits to my left. Sir, could you state your name for the record, please?
Prince Dozen.
And did you give permission and consent for me to sit in for you today?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, today's the date and time set for my apologies. Today's the date and time set for an arraignment and pretrial. We did have the opportunity to speak, but the prosecutor discovery things are in motion, and we know Mr. Idozu waives formal reading and stands mute.
Okay, so I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on all of these cases. Can you tell me what the alleged intoxilizer or blood draw was? Do you know, Mr. Slavin?
I don't know the exact number, Your Honor, so I don't want to tell you a number that is incorrect.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, good enough. Oh, 0.298. All right, that's the allegation anyway.
Okay.
I'll give you a personal bond of $1,000. This is a first offense. But here are your bond conditions. You cannot leave the state, sir, without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance, and you must appear in court as direct. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal controlled substances. You cannot have any contact with prosecution witnesses except through your lawyer. And I'm going to have you go to AANA at least. How old is he? Yeah,
28.
He's never been in trouble at all other than this?
No prior. This is his first contact with any of the criminal justice system.
Sir, I want you going to AANA in person at least 3 times a week. Do you understand me? And you're going to have a form signed every time that you go just to verify your attendance. And every time you come to court, you have to bring that form with you to verify that. Okay? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm really close to ordering a sober link. I won't do that, but no alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. We understand one another, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, why don't you give me a court date then, Heather, and we'll get them on their way here. What do you have for me?
April 22nd at 9:15.
Is that good for you or Mr. Dubin or either one of you?
I believe it is, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay, so we'll make it April 22nd at 9:15 a.m. Okay? All right.
Have a good
Anything else, Mr. Slavin?
No, sir. Your Honor. Have a good
All
day.
right. You too. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thanks. All right. 8A and B. All right.
Good morning, Judge. Massive Gate of Grand Rapids, Mr. Schaefer. Mr. Schaefer, state your full name.
John James Schaefer.
All right. So let me just double check one thing. Your client, I believe, pled guilty to or no contest to resist and obstruct an officer due to lack of memory. And there was agreed upon restitution of $485.
Correct.
And then they dismissed on their motion the disorderly public intox, right?
Correct.
All right. Anything you would like to say?
Judge, just that we've had a chance to review the pre-sentence report. It's factually accurate. On behalf of Mr. Schaefer, he is 35 years old, Judge. He just recently got married about a year ago. He does have one child in common with his current wife. He also cares for 3 minor children from his wife's previous relationships. He is employed. He works at Achievable Painters in the morning, and he works at China City in Belleville at night as a cook. So he is working hard, Judge, trying to make ends meet and care for his family. He does have a valid medical marijuana card, Judge, which of course, note that. And with regard to the recommended treatment, he is currently undergoing treatment, Judge, and we'd ask the court to allow him to.
Where?
It's through, what was it? So precision psychiatry. My psychiatrist is Zane Zatar Chowdhury.
Well, I'm just going to have probation approve that then, okay? What else, Counselor?
That's it, Judge. We'd ask the court to allow him to continue that treatment to run concurrent with whatever the court orders here.
Anything you would like to say?
I'd just like to apologize, sir. I was assaulted and I called the police for help, and when they didn't file a report, I got upset with them and was rude to them, and I apologize. They could have been handled better.
By them or you?
Me.
Okay. Well, are you still treating at Corwell?
No, that was a 7-day hold. I had bipolar, or not bipolar, borderline personality disorder, and it causes me, like, the medications I'm on can sometimes have bad reactions. and made me suicidal. Christmas, I spent 7 days in the ICU from a suicide attempt. And I had to go to the psych ward at Cornwell. That's where they assigned me my psychiatrist.
So you need to get your life in, order. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, you've had an OWI in '09, you had a case taken under HIDA for, I believe they're saying,
Fleeing and evading search.
right. It says felony police officer, fleeing and eluding 4. Then you had a drug charge in 12. And then you had obstructing the police officer out of California in 20 and impaired in 22. You didn't show up for a drunken disorderly out of the 35th, which I'm gonna expect you to do real soon. And now you've had this one where you were intoxicated. So we got to get you a little bit of help here, okay?
Absolutely.
So here's what, is there anything else? Did I let you finish?
The thing with the 35th, I went to the court and I did the probation, I paid the fines. I was supposed to do a couple days of the court program and I broke my femur and had to have surgery and had a titanium rod put in. And when I contacted them, telling them I couldn't come in because I couldn't get out of bed, they told me they would contact me and I never got any other contact until I.
How many
got
times
the
did you
warrant.
call? How many times did you call them?
I called them once and the guy was like, we'll have someone get back to you. And then I found out like a year later I had a warrant. Like,
You know, but you should have called them back, don't you
you're
think?
correct, sir.
Any reason that you have to go back to 23307 Telegraph?
No,
That's Marlowe's, right?
yo,
Right. I mean, you gotta be careful. The restitution's going to Marlowe's, right, counsel?
Yes,
no, sir, it's fine. Brownstown Police.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My apologies. I read that and I forgot that for what you did in the cell. 10 months probation on this RNO. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law or ordinance. If you change your address, your place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. I'm going to order that you abstain from the use of alcohol. No alcohol, no illegal drugs, no marijuana. I will not violate you if you test positive for THC so long as you possess and provide proof that you have a valid medical marijuana card. You're to kratom poppy seeds and CBD oils are prohibited. Consuming food or other items containing those substances will be deemed a violation. You're to submit to chemical testing, PBTs and ETGs as follows. Bi-weekly for 3 months. If you're clean, I'll make it monthly. I want you to attend a psychological evaluation, psychiatric evaluation, mental health treatment if recommended. You're not to enter the property address at 23307 Telegraph Road in Brownstown. You're to attend AANA at least twice a week until you're in a treatment program. I'm not going to make you do intensive outpatient. I am going to make you do outpatient. You mentioned where you have that, where you're attending. If that's acceptable to probation, you just can continue treating there. If it's not, then I want you back in AA twice a week until you get into an outpatient treatment program that's approved by the probation department. You're to clear all warrants by May 1 of 26. You were taken into custody on this case, correct?
yes, but he was arrested.
So I'm going to order 4 days jail credit 1, serve 3, and I'll let you serve those by way of court work program. So 3 days court work program, and there's a $35 a day charge for that for a total of $105. I'll kind of go light on the fines. 100 fines, 50 costs, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment, $275. Screening fee 60 for 335. Probation fees are 220 a month. That's 535. Court work program fees are 105 for a total of 640. Plus, you do have restitution of 1,085. So your total should be 1,125. You're going to pay the restitution to Brownstown through the court. So you're going to make that payment through the court. If you violate, you could get 90 days with credit for any time served. I'm going to give you credit for 1 day served. And again, you have 21 days to appeal and 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. Do you understand all that?
Yes, sir.
So I'm only sentencing you on the R&O. I called the disorderly public intox, but that's been dismissed. Can he pick all this today? How much does he have today?
$30.
Okay. You should have come with more money than that, though.
I apologize, sir.
You get paid weekly or bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
I'll let you pay $60 bi-weekly, $100 bi-weekly. Can you do that or not? Are you sure?
If not, I'll come back and see you.
Okay. Boy, word's getting around, eh? All right, I'll tell you what, I'll make it 75 bi-weekly and you start that. When do you get your next check?
It'll be not next Wednesday, the following Thursday.
So let's see, today is the 8th. So I'll let you pay it beginning April the 23rd, okay? Bi-weekly.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and again, if you don't have the money, just come talk to me. Call the court, we'll go on Zoom. I'll be glad to give you an extension, okay?
Thank you, sir.
I wish you well, good luck. Thank you very much. You will meet with probation before you leave here.
Absolutely.
All right, good luck. Thanks. Lyon. Joseph Michael Lyon, 26B, 149926B.
Good morning, Judge. May I get your bathroom? Excuse me, bathroom for line. Just want to take your full name?
Joseph Michael Lyon.
All right, so your client pled guilty to leave the scene of a property damage accident. And that was it. He was referred for a pre-sentence report. Are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions in that report?
We don't have any material corrections, Judge.
Anything you would like to say in his behalf?
Just that Mr. Lyon is 27 years old, Judge. He is full-time employed as a forklift operator, to a Ford Motor Company in Wayne. He's been doing that for 3 years. Judge, he has no criminal history, and he did get a valid license since the time of the incident.
Anything else?
I have nothing else. Would you like to say anything else, Mr. Lyon?
Just that I made it back to said, but I very apologize for it. I have. That's not kind of the civil house based thing. I apologize to you as well.
You overturned your vehicle. It was resting on its roof. It struck the center guardrail on Jefferson north of Leland. The vehicle then overturned an unknown amount of time, striking a utility pole and coming to rest on its roof on the east side of the West Jefferson Avenue and Leland Street intersection. Now, I don't want you to say anything. I want you to just listen to me. I'm not going to treat you as though you were drunk driving. I don't want you to admit if you had one half of one sip of alcohol within the preceding 72 hours. But I do need to tell you, and this is how great the system is. There's no doubt in my mind you were drunk. The officer observed several alcohol containers in the debris and property that appeared to be from the vehicle. Now, I do not want you to say a word. If I were you, I would go count my lucky stars and say, boy, I really got away with one. I really got away with one today. But I'm irresponsible and have no business sitting here if I'm going to make assumptions that the prosecutor hasn't proven. Now, they couldn't prove it, just so we know, because you left the scene of the incident. But nonetheless, I'm not going to sentence you as though you were drunk driving. I am going to sentence you for driving like a maniac. How old are you?
Twice.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You're lucky you're alive.
Judge, if it would make any difference to the court, he did work a midnight shift. It was a double shift when he was driving home that, yeah, it was fatigue may have had some.
Let's let it go.
Well,
I know what I'm not gonna act like he was drinking. I'm not gonna order alcohol programs. I'm not gonna do any of that. That's just irresponsible. I'm not gonna do that. I just don't want him walking out of here thinking, boy, I got one over on the system. He did in a way get something over on the system because he left the scene. 6 months probation. Have I let you finish with everything, sir?
yes, sir.
6 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court and cannot violate any law or ordinance. You change your address, your place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation immediately. You are to attend the decision-based driving level 2 program, with Class A Training Center. The Class A Training Center. You're to attend that, complete that. Fines 100, costs 100, 75 victim choice fee, $50 justice assessment, $60 screening fee for 385. Probation fees are 120 for 505. You're to serve 3 days on the court work program, pay 105 for that. Your total is 620. If you violate, your probation could be revoked. You could be incarcerated for 90 days. You may be eligible for early discharge from probation. So if you get everything done, no violations within the next 90 days, you're going to be discharged. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. You got a good job. Don't give it up, okay? You have all this to pay?
Yes, sir.
You'll meet with probation. You understand everything I've said to you, right?
Everything with the workforce option.
I'm sorry?
I'm just not certain what that means.
That you're going to be working on the court work program. And they'll explain that to you in probation before you leave.
Mr. Long, you have the entire amount to pay today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Judge?
Yeah.
What was your total? I got 610. Did you say 620? I just want to make sure I got everything right.
Double check here. Let's see, 200, 3 1/4, 385, 505, 610. You're right. See, this is why you surround yourself with good staff. 610, not 620. Go down the hall, make your payment. Good luck. And then meet with probation. Kimura Rain Funchess, 25B14996-1A.
Good morning, Judge.
Amby, I'm sorry.
Hi.
That's all right.
Good morning, Judge.
When it came to my attention that you were in a sobriety court, I remembered you. And I liked you. And I still like you probably. But you cannot do what you're doing. I don't understand. I get the whole disease aspect. That's why I started a sobriety court back in 08. But I don't understand why you would undertake to drive when you're drunk. I mean, how many times do you have to go through this before you learn? I really don't understand it. There are Ubers, there are cabs, there are friends, there are spouses that can come and pick us up. You went through 2 sobriety courts. You went through mine, and then you went through the Veterans Treatment Court in 34th. There is nothing I'm going to do except say to you that you are so fortunate that somebody dropped the ball and didn't charge a felony, because I can tell you after this many and what I've seen, if I were a circuit court judge and you came before me, you'd be doing at least 2 or 3 years. 500, I'm not even going to bother putting you on probation. 500 fines, 850 costs, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment, 1475. Screening fee 60 for 1535. 76 days forthwith. Credit 1, serve 75. You'll serve 17 more. Fines and costs are not paid. I'm going to give you until August the 1st to pay those. If you need more time, you can come in here and request to pay if you don't have the money. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. I'd like to let him do weekends or something. I can't. I'm not going to. He's going to kill somebody. And I might be saving you from killing yourself. So you're in custody. I'm sorry, Mr. Polk. You're always such a gentleman. I enjoy having you here, but you cannot do this, Mr. Wells. This is the 5th one. And somebody dropped the ball down there, and I'm not going to embarrass anybody, but should have been charged felony. I'm sorry, Mr. Polk. Good to see you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Rodney Richard Tressler, have a seat, sir. Rodney Richard Tressler Jr., 22M307186.
Well,
Tell me how the money's paid.
Yes.
Your name?
Rodney Richard Tressler.
Heather, can you help me? This is failure to pay fines and costs is ordered. He pled guilty on March 31. We gave him an adjournment. His probation set to expire tomorrow.
He paid this morning, Judge.
Everything's paid?
Correct.
Congratulations to you, Mr. Tressler.
Sorry.
Huh?
It's okay.
Well, there was a lot of money. That was a lot of money you ordered to pay in restitution. I'm gonna go ahead and discharge you with improvement. There's no other violations here, is there, Heather?
I do not believe so, Judge.
You don't have anything else pending, right? Discharge you with improvement, case closed. I wish you well. I really do. Good luck. People against Lawrence. Mark Gibson Lawrence, 26B1502224A and B. Good morning, counsel.
Morning, Your Honor. Jeffrey on behalf of Mr. Lawrence.
Mr. Lawrence, your name, sir?
Mark Gibson Lawrence.
All right. Does he stand mute, waive formal reading?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so now you pre-tried this with the prosecutor, is that correct?
That's
And
correct.
Karen, go ahead. You
You should
can.
have a plea agreement for you.
Yep. She's going to plead to impaired driving, the OWI to be dismissed, correct?
Correct.
And there's also the civil infraction of driving left of center. That is also to be dismissed, true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, if you plead guilty to operating while impaired, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss the operating while intoxicated. The operating while impaired is punishable by up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service, court costs, or all of those 4 points would be added to your traffic record. Your license would be suspended or revoked in accordance with your record, and your vehicle could be or might have to be immobilized depending upon your record. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions before I ask you how you plead?
No, sir.
To the charge operating while visibly impaired, how do you wish to plead?
But to plead no contest.
Why are we doing a no contest?
Potential for a civil liability.
Was there an accident
Yes, it was.
with another vehicle?
Yes.
Was somebody hurt? Well, then. So what's the possibility of civil litigation if nobody's hurt? I'm not gonna give you a hard time if this was, there was a three-car crash. I'm looking at it.
I believe it was a 3-car crash, Judge, and our concern is that at the time there was no allegation.
I got it. Okay, good enough. I didn't see that. It was a no contest plea. So if you plead no contest, and I will take a no contest plea on this, given the circumstances, it has the same effect as a guilty plea. So you'd be giving up all the rights. Those are the possible penalties that I covered with you, and we are not going to have a trial then. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Here, Sadie. Do you stipulate I can use the police report to establish a factual basis?
Yeah.
I'm asking your lawyer. I was looking at you. I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to have that marked Peoples 1. Right now, are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Has anybody in the world forced you to plead guilty or promising to induce you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Does he have any priors, counsel?
None for driving, Your Honor. He does have a couple of priors for possession.
Of
Those were
controlled substance?
Controlled substance.
What kind?
Leaf cocaine.
Oof.
But those were approximately 10 years ago.
All right. Okay, I've had the report. All right, I've had the report marked. I'm going to go ahead and review the report. Based upon my review of the report, I find there is a factual basis for this plea. Are you on I already asked you that. You're not on probation or parole for anything, true?
Correct, sir.
All right. Let me go ahead and accept the plea. I find there's a factual basis. Plea's been made voluntarily and understandingly and is accurate. Plea is accepted. I'm going to order a screening and assessment. We'll give you a sentence date, but first we have to address bond. Let me just take a quick peek here. He lost his license too. He didn't take the
Correct.
intoxilizer, correct?
Correct.
So I don't expect you to be driving, okay, sir?
Driving, sir.
Here it is. All right, so he shows, let's see, possession of controlled substance out of the circuit court in 16. He's got a suspend charge, but I'm not that concerned about that. Retail fraud 14, improper transportation of marijuana 17. I'll give you a personal bond of $2,500. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. You must appear in court as directed. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
No alcohol, no marijuana,
Okay.
no illegal drugs. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any one of those things.
Okay.
I do want you going to AANA at least 2 times per week. At least 2 times per week. What?
That's great. I've already started going.
Good.
When he came into the office, Judge, I ordered him to begin all of those treatments. He's also in substance abuse counseling.
Okay, good. Well, you got a good, smart lawyer then, Mr. Lawrence.
Great.
All right, that's what we'll do. I want him to go in person. Has he been going in to AA in person?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you've been getting that form signed every time you go?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have it with you?
Yes, I do.
Have you seen it, counsel?
I looked at it this morning.
That's fine. I don't need to see it. I hadn't ordered it. I hadn't seen you guys until just 10 minutes ago. So I'll go ahead, just order you to continue doing that twice a week. You can go across the hall after you get your notice for your next court date. You'll fill out a questionnaire and be interviewed. What do you have for me, Heather?
That will be April 22nd at 8:30.
Is that good with you, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, April 22nd at 8:30. And they'll give you a copy of the bond sheet down the hall as well. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
People Against the EA Express Assets LLC, 26B150588.
Good morning, Judge. For the record, Marie Garion on behalf of the defendant. I do have authority to proceed on their behalf and would plead responsible with the reduced court fine.
All right, so there's an agreement. You plead to overweight on behalf of the defendant and agreed upon fines and costs of $2,500. True?
It was supposed to be 2,400, Judge.
Sorry, sorry. 2,400. I agree. Okay, to that charge of overweight, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible, thank you.
Please accepted, $2,400 paid by May 8th. Good to see you, man. Good, have a good day.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you.
Same.
Stevens Disposal and Recycle, 26B150572.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Jeff Osmond on behalf of Stevens Disposal.
Good morning. So this is going to be a plea to overweight. You're authorized to enter this plea and there's agreed upon fines and costs of $1,200. True?
True.
To that charge of overweight on behalf of the client, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Plea is accepted, $1,200 paid by May the 8th, and you're all set. Have a good day, Mr. Osmond.
Yep, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. People Against CMP Express, Inc., 26B150641, A and B.
Thank you for your honor, Sam Richard Dollar, P62186, appearing on behalf and with the authority to enter into today's plea of CMP Express Inc.
Good morning, Mr. Jadalis. So this is going to be a plea to overweight on file A, count 1. There's agreed upon fines and costs of $3,000. And then on file B, the defective equipment, they are going to move to dismiss that. True?
That is correct, your honor.
All right. So on behalf of the client, to the charge of overweight, responsible or not responsible?
Having the authority to do so, we plead responsible, your honor.
Okay, please accepted, $3,000 due by May the 8th, and I'm dismissing on motion of the prosecutor the defective equipment. Have a good day. Thank you.
To you and your staff, your honor. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, Chavez Inc., 26B150584. Your name?
My name is George Cavazov.
Okay. Are you the president at least of the company?
Yes, the president, driver, everything.
President what?
President, driver, everything. I'm just only one truck, single.
All right, so you're authorized to enter this plea on behalf of the company, true?
Yep.
All right, and you're going to plead responsible to overweight, agreed upon fines and costs of $1,800, true?
Yes, sir.
To that charge on behalf of the company to overweight, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Plea is accepted, $1,800, paid by May the 8th, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
In this emotional courtroom moment, the defendant's attorney explains to the judge that the man has been struggling with alcohol addiction, calling it a disease that has caused serious problems in his life. The attorney tells the court that the defendant is now in therapy, working hard to keep his job and trying to stay on the right path. They ask the judge to consider allowing him to continue working while serving his sentence, possibly through house arrest with permission to go to work. The defendant then reads a heartfelt letter to the court. He accepts full responsibility for his actions and admits that driving while intoxicated put both himself and the community in danger. He explains that after years of sobriety, he relapsed during a very difficult period, losing his job after 22 years, facing foreclosure on his home, and dealing with serious stress in his marriage. He tells the judge he has now returned to treatment, attending counseling and recovery programs, and has been sober for 4 months while rebuilding his life and working at a new facility. But the judge responds firmly. While acknowledging addiction as a real struggle, the judge says he cannot understand why someone with so much experience in sobriety programs would still choose to drive drunk. The judge reminds him that there are always safer options: friends, family, taxis, or ride shares. Having already gone through multiple sobriety programs, the judge warns that the defendant is extremely fortunate the case was not charged as a felony because the consequences could have been far more severe. Question: do you think the judge should show leniency because the defendant is in recovery, or should repeat DUI offenses always receive strict punishment? If you enjoy real courtroom stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more courtroom moments.